Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, let us wander together into a different kind of history. Not the grand battles, or the mighty kings, or the bustling markets. Instead, we will explore the quiet hours of the Middle Ages. The night. It was a time filled with mystery, with rituals and beliefs, and with gentle customs that may seem strange to us now, but once brought comfort to those who lived long ago. As you listen, allow the pace to slow. Breathe a little deeper. Imagine yourself resting in the glow of candlelight, safe within the walls of a medieval cottage. The fire has burned low, the air outside is cool and still. All you need to do is listen and drift, as the story of these odd but calming nighttime traditions unfolds. In the Middle Ages, nightfall brought with it both beauty and unease. The sun dipped below the horizon, and without lamps or electricity, villages and towns slipped quickly into darkness. For many, the night was a time to draw close to hearth and family, to retreat from the outside world. Shutters were fastened, doors secured, and candles set carefully upon wooden tables. Families gathered close to the warmth of the fire, sharing stories or prayers before the long hours stretched ahead. The darkness outside was deep and complete, broken only by moonlight or the faint shimmer of stars. It was in this setting that countless beliefs and practices grew, shaping how people prepared for sleep. Sleep itself was not the same as it is for us today. We think of sleep as one long stretch, from night until morning. But in the medieval world, rest often came in two parts. People spoke of first sleep and second sleep. After the day's labours, families lay down early, drifting into their first slumber soon after nightfall. Then, sometime around midnight, many would stir again. They might rise from bed, tend the fire, whisper prayers, or even visit neighbours in the stillness. This quiet, wakeful period was called the watch. Some used the time for reflection, others for small tasks. Then after an hour or two, they returned to bed for their second sleep, resting until dawn. Imagine the cottage at that time. A soft glow from the hearth, someone rising to add a log to the fire, the creak of floorboards, the quiet murmur of prayer. It was a rhythm shaped not by clocks or schedules, but by the natural flow of night itself. And yet, sleep was not taken lightly. People believed that the night carried unseen dangers. The darkness, after all, was a time when spirits were thought to wander, when the air itself seemed heavier. To guard against such things, families relied on small rituals of protection. A sprig of St. John's wort might be hung above the bed, its yellow flowers thought to ward off harm. An iron key could be placed on the table, for iron was believed to repel spirits. Shoes might even be left upside down near the door, confusing any wandering presence that tried to enter. Mothers cared for their children with particular care. Tiny pouches filled with herbs or beads were sewn and tied to cradles, or tucked beneath pillows. Before laying little ones down, a blessing was whispered, soft as a lullaby. These gestures were simple, but they offered peace of mind. In a world without medicine or modern comfort, such tokens were small anchors of safety, helping families rest through the long night. Of course, not everyone slept soundly. In towns and villages, night watchmen kept their patrols. With lanterns in hand and wooden staffs in their grip, they walked slowly along cobblestone lanes. Their footsteps echoed through the stillness, a steady rhythm in the quiet hours. They watched for danger, a flicker of fire, a stranger wandering, or trouble brewing in a darkened corner. Sometimes they called out the hour, their voices carrying through the night like distant bells. To those lying in bed, half asleep, the sound was reassuring. Someone was awake. Someone was watching. Picture a misty street, lantern glow pooling on stone. A lone figure moves with patience, his staff tapping gently as he passes. The village rests, comforted by the knowledge that even in darkness, one pair of eyes remains open.
Elsewhere in monasteries, the night carried its own rhythm. Bells rang softly in the deep hours before dawn, summoning monks to prayer. In single file, cloaked figures left their cells, footsteps light against the cold floors. They gathered in chapels lit by flickering candles, their chants rising slowly into the arches above. The sound was not hurried but steady, flowing like a gentle stream. Outside, fields lay hushed beneath the stars. Cottages slept in silence, but within the monastery night was holy. For monks these hours were not a burden, but a gift, a time to lift their voices in devotion, to weave peace into the very fabric of the darkness. Imagine sitting there, the air cool, the stone walls echoing with song. The chant lingers unbroken, carrying you deeper into stillness.